Have you ever found yourself constantly thinking about someone, whether it's an ex, a crush, or even someone you barely know? It feels like they've set up shop in your mind without your consent. No eviction notice, no explanation. They just keep popping in. But here's the twist. This isn't some random glitch in your brain. Carl Jung, one of the most brilliant psychologists of all time, believed that when someone keeps lingering in your thoughts, it's not a coincidence, it's a sign from your unconscious mind. So, what does it mean when someone keeps occupying your thoughts? Is it love? Is it obsession? Or is there something deeper happening in your mind that you're not fully aware of? Jung believed that this uninvited guest is often a clue, a message from your unconscious mind trying to tell you something important. In this video, we'll dive deep into Jung's powerful theories on the shadow, anima, and animus, projection, and synchronicity, to uncover the mystery behind why that one person just won't leave your head. Carl Jung famously said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." He believed that our unconscious mind is like an iceberg. The part you can see above the water, the tip of the iceberg, represents everything you're aware of, your thoughts, feelings, memories, and everything in your conscious mind. But the massive chunk of the iceberg that's submerged under the water represents your unconscious mind. And that's where the real action happens. In that deep, hidden space is where your repressed desires, unresolved emotions, and fears reside. So, when someone keeps surfacing in your thoughts, it's often because they've triggered something in that unconscious space. Maybe they said something that brought up an old memory, or maybe they represent qualities you've always admired but are afraid to acknowledge in yourself. Jung believed that our unconscious mind works over time, pushing these thoughts to the surface when we least expect it. These aren't just accidents, they are signals. Your unconscious is trying to get your attention. It's asking you to look deeper, to pay attention to what this person might be reflecting about your own desires or fears. It doesn't mean you're haunted by them, it simply means it's time to take a step back and see what your mind is trying to tell you. Jung's shadow is one of his most intriguing concepts. The shadow represents the parts of yourself that you've repressed, denied, or ignored because they don't fit your ideal self-image. These are the hidden aspects of your personality that you'd rather not face. For example, you might repress your anger, your insecurities, or even certain desires because they conflict with the version of yourself you want to present to the world. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The person who occupies your thoughts might be representing your shadow. Think about it. If you admire someone's confidence, it could be because you secretly wish you had more confidence but have repressed that part of yourself. Or maybe you're drawn to their creativity because you've neglected your own creative side. On the flip side, you might find yourself frustrated by someone who exhibits traits you've long ignored in yourself. Traits like arrogance, impulsiveness, or even jealousy. When this happens, your unconscious mind is trying to bring attention to these repressed aspects of yourself. Instead of obsessing over the person, ask yourself, what part of me are they reflecting? How can I grow from this reflection? The shadow isn't something to fear, it's something to understand and explore. As Jung wisely said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Recognizing your shadow can lead to personal growth and self-awareness. Now let's delve into another fascinating Jungian concept, the anima and animus. These are the inner feminine and masculine aspects of our psyche. Anima represents the feminine side in men, while animus represents the masculine side in women. But don't let gender confuse you, these aren't about biological sex. Jung viewed these as symbolic representations of both energies that exist in everyone, regardless of gender identity. So, what does this have to do with someone living in your head? According to Jung, when you're fixated on someone, it's often because they resonate with your anima or animus. This person might reflect qualities that your unconscious mind associates with your ideal partner, or they might bring out characteristics you're not fully aware of in yourself. Perhaps you admire their emotional depth because you're craving that same emotional richness in your life. And however, sometimes this dynamic can lead to projections. You might see someone not as they truly are, but as you want them to be. You project your idealized version of them onto them, creating illusions. Understanding this projection can be a game changer. Instead of obsessing over why you're attracted to them, you can start asking, what part of me are they awakening? The people who occupy your thoughts often reflect your own unconscious desires, making it essential to dive deeper into the qualities they represent. Projection is another core idea of Jung's. Projection happens when we take parts of our own psyche, our thoughts, desires, fears, and project them onto others. Let's break it down. Imagine you admire someone for their ambition. In reality, you might wish you had more ambition, or perhaps it's a trait you already possess but haven't fully acknowledged. Alternatively, you might dislike someone because they remind you of something you fear about yourself, like being overly critical or emotionally distant. Your unconscious mind uses that person as a screen to project your own hidden qualities, desires, or fears. The tricky part about projection is that it feels so real. You might think that person is amazing or terrible, not realizing that you're actually talking about yourself. Jung believed that projection could be a powerful tool for self-growth. When you catch yourself obsessing over someone, ask yourself, what am I really seeing here? What does this tell me about myself? When you own your projections, you reclaim those parts of yourself. You stop giving that other person so much power over your thoughts. It's not easy, but as Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Have you ever experienced that uncanny feeling when you think about someone and within moments they send you a message or appear in your life? Or perhaps you've been obsessively thinking about someone for weeks, only to unexpectedly bump into them at the most random place. It's almost as if the universe is giving you a little wink, or perhaps playing a hidden game behind the scenes. This phenomenon, which might seem like a mere coincidence, is actually what Carl Jung termed synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that carry deeper significance. Jung believed that these occurrences weren't just random or happenstance. They were, in fact, deeply meaningful events that are connected not by cause and effect, but by meaning. Think of it as the universe aligning your inner world and outer reality in a way that creates a powerful connection. These moments go beyond just a lucky happenstance. They feel as though something is nudging you toward a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. But why does this happen? According to Jung, when your thoughts and feelings are intensely focused on someone or something, they begin to influence your perception of reality. It's as if your unconscious mind is so occupied with a person or situation that it actively looks for signs and symbols in the world around you that align with this focus. Perhaps you've been thinking about a specific person for a long time, and then, out of nowhere, they pop up in your life in ways that feel too perfectly timed to be pure chance. This is a form of synchronicity at play. However, Jung didn't believe that these synchronicities were random occurrences or coincidences in the traditional sense. He saw them as calls to action, moments for deep reflection. Instead of simply brushing off these events as quirky accidents, Jung believed they were opportunities to dig deeper into what your unconscious mind was trying to communicate to you. For example, if someone you've been thinking about keeps appearing in various contexts, it could be a sign that your unconscious mind is trying to bring something to light, whether it's an unresolved emotion, a piece of your personal growth journey, or a path you've been hesitant to take. Take, for instance, the sudden appearance of a person in your life after months of thinking about them. Jung would argue that this isn't mere coincidence. Instead, this is a meaningful event, a sign from the universe or even your own unconscious, trying to align the external world with your internal state. The synchronicity could signify that there's something significant to learn from this person, or it could be a way for the unconscious to bring attention to something important you might have overlooked. But here's the twist. Synchronicity isn't just about being in the right place at the right time, it's also about what you do with the experience. Jung didn't see these moments as random, but rather as invitations for self-discovery. These events, these moments of serendipity, are not mere accidents, but rather clues or messages from your deeper self, encouraging you to reflect on your current life path, emotional state, and even your unresolved issues. So the next time you experience a synchronistic event, whether it's seeing someone you've been thinking about, hearing their name in conversation, or bumping into them unexpectedly, don't dismiss it as simple coincidence. Instead, take a moment to reflect. Why are they showing up now? Is there something about them or your relationship with them that is meant to trigger growth, healing, or awareness within you? Is it a reminder of a part of yourself you've forgotten or ignored? Or perhaps a message that it's time to take a certain action you've been putting off? Synchronicity, in the end, is not only about connecting the dots between the inner and outer worlds, it's about recognizing the deeper meaning in the moments that feel too significant to be mere chance. It's a powerful tool for self-awareness, and if you're open to it, synchronicity can lead you to some truly life-changing realizations. So now that we've unpacked Jung's theories, you might be wondering, what can I do about someone who won't leave my thoughts? Well, Jung's ideas aren't just abstract theories, they offer practical steps for self-awareness and growth. Here's how you can decode your thoughts. Reflect. Start by asking yourself, what emotions come up when I think about this person? Are you inspired by their confidence, frustrated by their aloofness? By pinpointing your emotions, you begin to understand what these feelings represent. Analyze. Dive deeper into those feelings. For example, if you admire their creativity, it might be because you're craving more creativity in your own life. Or if their rejection stings, it could be highlighting an old wound surrounding self-worth. Take time to journal or meditate on these feelings to understand them better. Act. Use this new understanding to grow. Maybe it's time to work on building your confidence, embracing your creative side, or healing past emotional wounds. Remember, this process is about transforming yourself, not changing the other person. Jung believed that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. When someone keeps living rent-free in your mind, don't ignore it. See it as an invitation to explore your unconscious and uncover parts of yourself that you didn't even know were there. The people who linger in your thoughts are often the keys to your growth. By exploring your unconscious mind, you begin to see that it's not just about the other person, it's about you. Dive in, explore, and discover what your mind has been trying to tell you all along. Because when you unlock these deeper parts of yourself, you move closer to understanding who you truly are.